morning and welcome to Weigh In. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if I got anything to talk about today. Y'all know that movie, Eraser? Ain't that the one where they erase your brain and then they put other stuff in it? Well, somebody come and erase mine, but they didn't put nothing back. I feel like I don't even... Unusual. Anyway, y'all remember about a month ago? I told you about my little hermit crab that had been down for months, because that's what they do. They'll go down for months and months and months on end. He came up and he was naked, and I had a problem getting him in his shell, and he switched out of his shell, naked again. And I told you he wasn't doing right, and one of his eyes was gone. I don't even know what happened to it. Well, he finally died sometime overnight or this morning. I checked him a couple times during the day, because he was at first, he could flip over, and that's about it. He couldn't really walk, so I buried his little food and water bowl down sand deep, so he wouldn't have to come up if he needed to get down to eat or drink. Well, he just stopped eating and drinking. He wasn't doing either. Then he flipped over, and so for, oh my gosh, a couple weeks now, he's just been on his back, and every time I poke him, he moved just a little bit slower. And like the past few days, he just barely moved. So I knew he was winding down. And then this morning, when I checked him, when I turned the light on. But I'm going to tell you, all my other ones just went fast. They were active and carrying on, and then boom, they just died. And this one, he withered away, and it was just pitiful. It was like that little mouse I had that just withered away. I would much rather see him just die instantly, because it's just, I know he suffered because he starved himself to death and dehydrated because he wasn't eating or drinking for several weeks now. So sounds terrible, but I'm really glad that he went ahead and died, because he went out miserably. But anyway, that's that. Weigh in. Now I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know how I pulled this one out of the hat. I stayed exactly the same to the penny. I weighed 322.8 last week, and this week I weighed 322.8. I never know how that works. It just seems this weird to me that you would stay exactly the same. And it might have happened to me before and I don't remember, but it's just odd. So that leaves me at the same 54.3 pounds, I think. But why I'm so shocked is because, oh my gosh, the day before the party, okay, Thursday and Friday, I stayed fine. And then Saturday, that's our starting of our party preparation day. Preparations. We make our party preparations on Saturday, and we finish them up on Sunday before everybody comes. So Saturday, I told David, I said, ain't no dieting today or tomorrow. None. No points are in this house. Don't even know what a point is Saturday and Sunday. And I didn't. Now, in my defense, what I ate at the party wasn't all that much, because I was busy with Sebastian and, just party thinging. But the before and the after, up until even just yesterday, oh my gosh, like I was going to the electric chair tomorrow. Unreal what I have been eating. Not even a lot, but just crap. I mean, pure tea crap. Can I tell you what? It is embarrassing as all get out. But considering I used to have probably a 3-jar a week Hershey's bread habit before I started Weight Watchers, this is nothing. I could easily, it might have, at least 3 jars. It was at least 3 jars. Do you remember the Hershey's bread that they quit making? Hold on. It's chilly out here this morning. Can you see I got my winter house coat on? I had to switch out. Oh, I got breath too. See it? I love doing that, even at 58 years old. My gosh, that was fuller than I thought. Anyway, that's when I was still in the bed, obviously. I would lay back in the bed and watch TV with my jar of Hershey's bread and a spoon, and I would eat, go to sleep. I would leave it sitting there on my bedside. 3 jars a week, easy. I couldn't stop. See, I go through those. I have a very, well, I'm bipolar. I think I've told y'all that before. And bipolars have these, and sometimes it's like all this, and sometimes it's all this, but it's like manic phases. And there are like little, you just do like things. You get addicted to things, and you just do these things. And so I go through spells of foods. I did back then. Not so much anymore. I kind of, knock on wood, got a hold on that. After the Hershey things, it was the Harris Teeter Truly Chocolate Ice Cream. Oh my God. Probably another 2 to 3 a week. When they would put them on sale, buy 2 get 3 free, I was all over it. All over it. I don't know how long that went on, but I couldn't stop. I could not get enough. Now, I still crave ice cream, and I don't keep it in the house. I just do not, because I would go right back. It's like smoking. If I smoked me a cigarette right now, I'd cough my head off, and probably half vomit. But I'd pick up another one, and I would never put it down. So that's why I don't keep ice cream in the house. If it's a special occasion or something, I'll get it, but I try not to even bring it in the house. I cannot stress enough, if you have something that is your trigger food that will set you off to where you can't stop, don't even bring it in the house. Don't even tempt yourself. Don't say, oh, I'm going to eat a little bit and I'll ration it. No, you won't. No, you won't. So just don't do it. But anyway, I was going to tell you what I did. I was going to tell you something else too. We had frosted those brownies, and I slathered it on, right? I had a few little bites after. Well, there was like yay much frosting in the bottom of that little can, that little tub, in the refrigerator. So a few nights ago, I thought that little girl would wave at me, but they live in the front of us, and they don't even speak. Whatever. I got that little frosting out in the middle of the night. I'm getting to where that's a bad habit I'm starting to get back into. I wake up and I'm really hungry. And I saw that frosting in the refrigerator. I got me a spoon. And I went over and sat down in my chair and I finished it off. Yes, I did. Every blasted bite of it. It's a wonder I didn't have a go-go gadget tongue to get down in there and just whirl it out like a big old giraffe tongue and just whirl it out. But I didn't go that far. I did scrape it as good as I could. So I did that. Now, the kids take, every time we have a get-together, whoever's here, my mama, my brother, the kids, I say, take whatever you want. Me and Diddy don't need it. Just take whatever you want. So they all took whatever they want. My brother works, so I had Mama pack him a plate first before we all picked over it. So she got him some stuff. And then my niece, she's in college, so she took her something because she had a paper due the next day. So she took her some sweets and goods to get her through the night working on her paper. Well, then Holly and RJ, they took all they wanted. Well, there was just little dibs and dabs of the sweets left. The witch's fingers, the little witch's hats, some Rice Krispie monsters, and a couple of moon pies. I just put them all in 1 gallon Ziploc bag and left it laying on the counter. I just didn't have the heart to throw it away because me and Holly worked hard on it. I have thrown food away before I have. If I knew it was going to get me, I'd just go ahead and throw it in the garbage and just be done with it. But I just didn't have the heart, knowing we had worked so hard making it. I'm like, well, I just won't eat it. I'll pass that bag and I'll snatch out one of them witch's fingers. It's the candy-coated pretzel rods, in case you didn't see my party part on my video. The green candy coating. You just dip that little pretzel rod in it, put your little slivered almond on the end with a fingernail. Well, anyway, who don't like it's not chocolate, it's vanilla, but a coated pretzel. So I ride by. Me and my broom will ride by. Slip of the tongue that worked. Let me get some more. So I go by and get one of them. Then I went by and got me a moon pie. This is over the past few days. And then I get me another moon pie. And then I get me a witch's hat. And so I've just not been worried about what I was eating. How I stayed the same is beyond me. But I am happy, thrilled, and I will take it. That's what I was going to talk about. It made me think of it when I was saying no points or whatever. Have you ever noticed when you're doing a real good habit, you're tracking, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're really hot on it, and then you get out of that habit, just one little thing breaks it, and you go back into your old self like, I don't want to track it, I'll remember what I ate. I didn't eat that much today, I'll go ahead and have that. You know good and dang well, you need to just write that stuff down. That's me. That's where I've been. Even the eating the crap food aside, I've got to where I'm not tracking my food properly, and I'm not weighing it properly. So it's easier for me when I get out of that habit just one little bit. I just zoom on down the mountain like on a pair of skis. Oh my Lord. Remind me to tell you. I just had a memory just like that one. I won't tell you about that. But anyway, so I got to start today getting back on my tracking and weighing and measuring because I was doing so good. So we got to bang a loss out next week. But what I was going to in high school, I can't. Mean mugged them. In high school, I don't remember what grade, we took a skiing trip because you know we're not far from the mountains. So we took a skiing trip to it might have been Beach Mountain, I'm not sure. Well, just a day trip, and I'd never been skiing. Well, it's beautiful up there with the snow and everything, and the big old mountain, and the ski lift you ride up, which, you know, I wasn't too sure about that with them skis hanging off my feet, but me and my best friend, we went up to go skiing. So we go and we get on that chairlift, and when you get to the top, I mean, you got to put them skis down. Y'all been skiing, you know. You got to put them skis down and then go before it keeps dragging your hind end on when it makes that turn. So we get off. I go up there, and you know how you're supposed to ski? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Well, my skiing was whoosh, straight down. And when you stop, you've seen them on TV, they do that little thing. It is not that easy. No, it is not. Don't think you're just going to whoosh it and you're going to stop. So I got up. I mean, hardly anywhere. It was a big old mountain. We weren't even on the biggest one, I don't think. Maybe we were on the biggest one. No, it was the biggest one. So I get up there and I get scared. Well, she goes on down. She just bebopping her little on down the mountain. I got up there, and when I got scared, I stopped. So I just sat down. I just set my happy ass right down on the snow on top of that mountain. Just sitting there. I was petrified to get up and finish going all the way down. Well, I don't know how long I had been sitting there and people skiing all around me and everything. And when I finally I walked. I got sideways, and it took me forever to get from the top of that mountain down to the bottom. And when I got down there, my best friend said, well, people was asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? And she said, I told them, yeah, she's just sitting there. Asked me if I ever been skiing again. Asked me if I will ever ski again. So, if you ever plan on going skiing this winter, just remember, it's not as easy as it looks. If they offer, which they did, we stayed on the little baby, which is not a hill, it's just kind of like a flat place. If you've never been skiing, not if, when, I know they'll offer. They offer you a little class. The little ski instructors come out there and they'll tell you how to do it. Take it. Don't just jump up on the mountain and think you're going to be all whoever them skiing. Who's the chapstick girl? You know the chapstick girl? Don't think you're going to be her. So, hold on please. It's a big old semi carrying a... Oh, he's going to get that bulldozer. OMG, David Maness would have just had a stroke watching that dude back up into that driveway. Straight shot. He pulled up. Let me just tell you. Straight road. Not even the driveway is a road straight across. There's no bends, sideways. It's not off center. It's nothing. And first of all, he dug up spun and dug up the edge of our grass out there, and he went up and down and up and down and up and down before he finally got in that driveway. David Maness would have had a stroke, because I'm gonna tell you, I have told him for years he needs to go in one of them trucking competitions for backing. He could back a truck through the eye of a needle. The boy's got skills. I've been with him in a truck. I know how he drives. He has got amazing backing skills. Of course, he's an amazing truck driver, if I had to say so myself. Anyway, so I figured I'd go ahead and start talking, because he will turn that off. He gonna load that bulldozer up. So anyway, that was my skiing story. Now, I do have my surgeon's video visit this morning, and I'm not gonna miss it. I've already got Alexa to set on a reminder, because last time I missed it, I was sitting there making that daggum menu, and I was, so engrossed in my menu that it just came in. So I will come back on before I actually go in there and edit this now. I'm going to just wait and come back on and tell you what he says. I'm going to go ahead and give you a sad sack alert, because I'm sure that's what it's going to be. I'm probably going to be not happy. I'm trying not to call it up, but I'm a realist. It just is what it is. And so that's all I know for now. We'll just go, I'll say, listen to them birds. We'll just go straight into what the doctor says. If I didn't just sit here and talk to y'all, my name ain't Doofus. I was telling you I had my doctor visit, but I let David listen to the video part of that truck trying to back across the road, because I didn't cut. I just let it run, and I'll cut it when I go in there and edit. He's like, why is he gunning and gassing and braking and all that? I'm like, honey, I told you he was back and forth, but he couldn't believe it. He said, no, straight shot, one and done. He couldn't believe it. He was dying. I knew he would enjoy that. But I had my video visit. Now, we do it on Zoom. It's a one-on-one Zoom. I had my camera sitting here, 9:30. My appointment was at 10 o'clock. And I went over to my table to mess with the craft. Next thing I know, my phone is ringing. So I come over here, and it was the surgeon. It was 10 till 10. He was early, and I wasn't in front of my camera. You could see that I had signed in, but I hadn't done any audio, video, whatever. So my audio wouldn't work. So he just called me, and we talked our video over the Zoom and just talked on the phone. I had mine on speaker. But it's still no surgery, because I'm still too big. And it's not him. He makes sure every time to tell me it's not him. He says, it's not me. He said, I want to do your surgery. He said, but the 10 or 15 of them, 12 or 15 of them, all together are saying no. They say it is more of a risk to do it than the benefits. I said, that's because they're not in my body. They don't know. You know, who are they to say that? They don't know how I live. Well, he said, in an emergency situation, well, I'll get to that. He asked me, he said, in the meantime, while we're working on losing weight, and I'm going to tell you about that, would I be open to getting any kind of injections? I said, well, and he knows because I've told him, I said, that last one I had, he hit that nerve. And I said, and I come off that table screaming. He said, well, I know, he said, you're probably scared. He said, but I would like you to see a Duke doctor. He said, one of my trusted colleagues. He said, and we do different kind of injections, some that maybe you have not had that don't go to the nerve. They go for the back. He said, I would like you to meet him in person. He said, I know it's kind of, out of your way. I'm like, no, it's not out of my way. I will take that 4 or 5 hour round trip. I don't care. So I said, yeah, I'll meet with him. And then he wants me to see if I can do some kind of physical therapy to maybe help me move better, which I don't hold out hope for that. But as far as my MRI goes, my bone density came back. He said my bone density was great. He said no osteoporosis. Yeah, I forget the word. He said my bone density was really good. But he said, I don't see any change in your MRI. He said, but there's not really any change to be made. It's pretty much as bad as it can get. It's basically what he said. So that's what I asked him. I'm like, well, how bad do they want me to get? Do they want me to get completely immobile before they do it? Where am I supposed to be before they say they'll do it? And he said, well, they don't even like to do emergency surgery over 50. So he said, we can calculate your 50 BMI. We can calculate your BMI. I said, okay. I said, because I need to know. I need, I don't set goals because I don't follow goals, but I need to have an idea. Where am I heading with this? Is it 10 pounds? Is it 200 pounds? What is it? So when we got off, he said he would set me up. They would call me about the injection doctor, and he would send me something for the thingy, and then me and him would get back up in 6 to 12 weeks, whatever. Guess depending on when I see that other doctor. He said, because I'm not going anywhere. He reassures me every time. Bless his heart. He's the sweetest thing. He reassures me every time. He says, I'm not going anywhere. He said, I am not going anywhere. So I got off and I went in here to the NIH, the National Institute of Health. I went to their BMI chart. And at my height and weight, my BMI is 50.4. So I'm like, well, 50.4, that's right there at 50. So I shot him a message right quick. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Could you ask them, like, what do they expect from me so I have something to shoot for? Because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And he got right back to me. He gets back to me better than any of my regular doctors ever have. And he is a busy neurosurgeon. So take that. To me, that's very impressive. Hold on. I had to have a post-op coffee. He said 50 is like kind of their cutoff, is where they like to do, they'll do for emergency, but they consider mine elective. He said, now if I was to fall or something like that, then I'd be seen in the emergency room. That would be, But he said 40 is where they like it. He said, so I think if we can get to 45, then we can represent your case to them. So right now I'm at 50, and I pulled the chart back up. I'm at 322. To get to 45, that would put me at 287. So that is, I forgot how many pounds I wrote down. I made my note. Hold on. 35 pounds. I knew I wrote it down because I asked Google over here. I have Google in this room. That was the free one from Spotify. So 35 pounds, and they will, he will represent me. Now, that's still going to take a long time because I checked it from when I had my appointment with him on August the 20th until today. I've only lost 13 pounds, which I know it's 13 pounds is better than a gain, but still, 13 pounds in 2 months, it's going to take me forever to lose 35 pounds. So I wish just knowing that I had to do it would make my brain click into gear easier, but that's just not how it works. Maybe it works with some of y'all. Maybe some of y'all, hey, I got a goal I got to work for, and by gosh, ain't nothing going to stop me. Well, I don't have that personality. My brain says ain't nothing going to stop me, but my physical body and my moods and my appetites, it don't always get together in a pile, as Mama says. So anyway, that was it. That's what went on with the doctor visit, and I'll just keep you up to date whenever I get to go. I got a road trip in my future. Hadn't had one of those since COVID. Hadn't had to go up there since COVID started. I'm trying to think, was I up there one time right when it started? I was, and nobody was wearing a mask. And they said, wear a mask, and nobody was wearing a mask. And that was way early. Maybe in March, something like that. So I've not had to go back up there since. So I'm looking forward to it. I like to get in my car and ride. Y'all know I do. And, all right, well, I'll just wrap this video up, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm back. Okay. Straight up. This was out of the blue. I was in there taking my 2 videos, putting them off my phone onto the computer so I could get my weighing video up. And I was going into the living room anyway to tell David something. And I heard a rap on the door. And I come around the corner. David says, you got a package out there. I'm like, well, I ain't ordered nothing. So I opened it up and I looked. And the outside packaging, the tape was Grove. What's it called? Grove Collaborative. I can't say it. I have seen it on Facebook forever, on Instagram, and it's one of those subscription things, right? So I know I didn't order it because I would remember doing something like that. I thought, well, did somebody gift it to me? I don't know, because y'all sneak some stuff in on me sometimes. Y'all know y'all do. Well, I opened it, and there was this little thing, and you pull the card out. And I thought, okay, we'll see if it's a gift card. But it's like, welcome, we're so happy you're here. Peek inside to learn more about Grove and how your next order will work. I'm like, next order? I can't afford this. I can't afford this stuff. So I started pulling it out. I pulled everything out. I'm like, there's no gift note. There's something has happened. Surely nobody stole my credit card number and then sent me what they stole. So I got on there and I called the 800 number, and this nice young man answered. And I'm like, he said, how can I help you? I said, well, it's kind of a head scratcher. I said, I got this box that I know I did not order. And could you maybe kind of help me figure out where it came from and how I got it? So he tried looking up my address. He pulled up my address. Well, can I get your name? So he pulled that up. He couldn't find my name. Not with that address. He goes, well, let's try one more thing. If there is a number, a GC number on the box itself. So when I went in there, I can pull off because I can show you that person's address. When I went in there, I started looking for that number, and that's when I saw it. It was supposed to go to a Kim Maness in Raleigh, North Carolina. But UPS, for whatever reason, stuck a label on it to me here at my address. So they rerouted it from who it's supposed to go to me. Okay, now this Kim Maness must be made of money, because I'm going to show you what all is in this box. I hadn't smelled nothing, hadn't opened nothing. I was just pulling stuff out left and right. I told Dave, I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So I told that little boy, I said, oh, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, here's what happened. And he was like, oh, because he was kind of thinking he was crazy too. I said, well, what do you want me to do? He goes, well, it was not your fault. It was not your error. So you just keep it and enjoy it. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, no, ma'am. He said, was not your error. You just enjoy those products. I'm like, unbelievable. I said, I really was not having a good morning. I said, you just made it better. So I thought I would come on here and show you what I got because I was so excited about it. This is some strange Happy Mail. This is UPS screwed up Happy Mail and Grove Collaborative made it right Happy Mail. And he said he'll get back up with the real Kim Maness and make sure she knows that, you know, what happened and she will get her order. So I just put it all back. Excuse me, my nose itches. I just put it all back in here so that there's nothing in order. But I have seen this. This is the sink tray. I see that on all of them. So I don't know if this is like her first order because I think that's kind of one of the standards that they have because that's what you put your dish soap and all on. We're going to look at it. We're going to look. Oh. I guess I'll have to. Well, here it is. See? I guess I'll have to make a spot over there. Move my tea kettle down, my water boiler. Have me a place to sit my thing. So there's that. There is this Mrs. Myers Clean Day dish soap, bluebell scent. We're going to see what that is about. Said we were. I can't put. You know what? It almost smells like almost a green watermelon rind. That is not. It's not as not exactly like it, but it just gives you that first impression. That's a very clean scent. And look at this big old thing. Caldrea Basil Blue Sage laundry detergent. Look at that. I can imagine how much she paid for that. Very clean. I hate to use it because that's like getting good perfume and you don't want to use it because it'll be used up. But I'm learning. I'm learning better than to save stuff. This is a bluebell scent, so we don't have to smell it. Multi-surface everyday cleaner. It is funny. I told David, I said, they put this stuff on a subscription. So I don't know if you have to buy it month to month, if they auto ship what you tell them to send. I said, but I don't clean house that much. I never use all these cleaning products. Now let me just tell you. My house is not a showplace. It is lived in. And my floors are not, you can't eat off of them. But you can't build no sandcastle on them neither. So I'm not a total slob. It's just, when you don't feel good, you just don't really feel like it. So yeah, I don't know that I will enjoy these products, but I don't know that I can do a subscription. Let's see what else. Ms. Myers Clean Day hand soap. This is geranium scent. So she didn't go with a theme. She just kind of went all over the place. Very geraniumous. Very floral. Girly smelling. Glass spray bottle. I don't know what you put. I don't know what you put in that. Oh, this is nice. Check this out. It's got a silicone thingy on it, and I just dropped, a silica gel. What do I put in here? What would y'all put in here? Walnut and cellulose scrubber sponge. It's actually 2 of them. Made from ground walnut shells, recycled fibers, and plant-based cellulose. I'm a tough scrubber with a soft touch. Non-abrasive. Okay, that's cool. I can get on board with that. And there is a Grunge Brush Buster Grout and Towel Brush. I was going to say, you can hear that? That's some pretty good. I don't have towel or grout, but I got a bathtub that is textured on the bottom, and I bet it's a nice wooden handle. That's sturdy. I bet I can get down in that texture really good with that. I hate showing y'all the top of my bald head. It won't be the first time you've seen it. This is floor cleaner, lavender and thyme, 1 ounce concentrate. Twist off top and dispense into. Oh, that's what the spray bottle is for. Dispense this into the 16 ounce Grove silicone sleeve spray bottle and fill it with water. Okay, so this goes into this. What? I guess I'm gonna have to mop. Okay, Miss Kim Maness of Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you. Then this is, I like this, eucalyptus essential oil. I like my essential oils. And I don't have to smell that because I know eucalyptus oil smells wonderful. And then one more thing. I've seen this too. Bubble Up. The soap dispenser and dish brush. This is what's supposed to sit. I hope there's some soap in there. If there ain't no soap in there, what good is it? There ain't no soap in there. What am I supposed to do? How do it work if there ain't no soap? Let me read. Look, it comes this little springy thing, and then this little brush that goes on top. So you hold on just a second and let me see if it tells me. Add soap and water to the spring-loaded ceramic base and move the brush up and down to generate foam. Well, I guess maybe that's what the dish soap is for? You think that's what that's for? To make it go further? I'm guessing so. So that's my accidental freebie for today. How cool is that? Now I got a clean house. But first, we craft.